What is up, everybody? And yeah, okay. So with the new Gharrol buff, the mercurial gear, how Force champions are kind of becoming the new meta, what would be considered the best teams in Raid has definitely changed over the last few months. And I figured let's try out the mercurial gear. Damn, it's hard to say. And normally Lazarius is my speed lead, and she still kind of is, but our bias is just a little bit faster, so she's kind of acting in her place. But we put Lazarius in Mercurial gear. We don't quite have enough amulets to put Siegfried in it yet, and we will be doing him as soon as we get the amulets. We're running Gharrol because after the buff, it doesn't matter what affinity she's going up against, she's amazing. And in the last spot, we're kind of swapping between either Gizmak, Commodus, or Siegfried. It's kind of a mixture of whichever. And we throw out Fabian first just so they can't pick him. And yeah, it just seems like what used to be good just a couple of months ago, while it's still really good now, it's not, I guess, what you would call the meta anymore. The Mercurial gear given a block damage every single turn in non-piece. Now, if it's a champion like Commodus or Gizmak, 4 to 6 piece is probably okay. But for your revivers, supports, or certain champions that are nukers that ignore defense, you really want to go with a non-piece. I think for this we'll be fine doing the Lazarius, Arbias, Gizmak, Gharrol, and Fabian if they don't ban him, any of those combinations. Take Shuzan out of there. And of course they ban Fabian, which is what we want. I'll be glad when we get enough Mercurial gear on the free-to-play. I don't think we have any full non-piece sets on it yet. Of course, we can only do normal Grim Force with it. So we're boosting with our bias, then we're doing more boost and turn meter reduction with Lazarius. When Gharrol gets her turn, we use the A2 to get what provokes we can, but that's not the main point. The main point is get the protected unkillable. Gizmak's going to come in and burn all the stone skin off, and then if anyone's left, we can wipe them out with Lazarius in her second form or Gharrol when she gets her turn back. Also, when our bias gets a second turn, we like to go ahead and put her A2 out to get revival and death, so you get the off chance of like a Mithrala passive where when they attack somebody under revival and death, it has a certain percentage to petrify them. Embers, what you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Even if you kill them, they're all revived on death. Now, Wukong could steal it, and that could throw a wrench in the plan. But half of them are protected anyways, and you're not stealing that unkillable. Now, look at these numbers Gharrol's about to put out here. We can't slow it down. 463, 476. I'm not sure how Galather didn't dodge us then, but close enough. He's about to get wiped. Boom. And they're dead. There's not much that can go against this. Even if, like, in a Nias team, as long as the burn's out, it'll go ahead and finish him off when he transfer forms. Was y'all able? I hope y'all was able to hear me. I had the mic scooted back. First turn, so we're gonna pick Fabian. And like I said, we don't really want Fabian. We just don't want them to get Fabian. Oh, this should be an easy team. Unless he throws out some crazy nonsense here. But for his first two picks, nothing to be afraid of. We can ban the Marius. We're not too worried about the Armonds. I mean, yeah, turn meter, but nothing we're too afraid of just because of what else is on the team as long as he doesn't throw out the rat here. As long as the rat don't come in, we'll ban Marius. Yeah. I think we can go against Siegfried. And of course he bans Fabian, as usual. It used to be Armonds that we threw out as bait, but it seems like Fabian is a more surefire pick for a ban. A lot of times people won't ban Armonds. Let's see. Let's go ahead and put the Revival and Deaths out and see if we can get some Petrifies off. Even being weak affinity, it didn't even take half of Gharrol's health bar on Siegfried's A3, if y'all noticed. That was a cheeky sleep right there from Siffy. You know, I thought this was going to be a really easy team, but I don't know. It's turning out to be a little more scary than I initially thought. Now that sucks. Yeah, we lost this. I cannot believe we lost to this team. I think we should have left Gizmac out and banned the Marius, actually. Or banned the Siegfried. Because as long as... The only reason we have to leave Gizmac out is because the burns, with the blessing that we have, it messes with turn meter and it triggers Marius' passive. If we would have left him out and put in Siegfried or someone else... Well, not Siegfried, because he pulled Siegfried. But we could have picked somebody else and took care of the Marius. With all of his AoEs, he would have probably petrified himself. He really wants that Arbiter. Now, he picked Gizmac that time. And if we get the ability, we're going to ban Gizmac. You don't see him get banned much, but if he gets a chance to take a turn and get going, there ain't no stopping him. I mean, Gharrol can stop him if she gets a turn first because he can't hit through Unkillable. But if he's able to get going, his A2 on the second form ignores everything. But at the same time, we don't want to get a Marishka Arbiter loop going. So we'll ban the Marishka. We'll try it with Gizmac. Once we get sick for an N9-piece mercurial, though, I feel like we're gonna have the game beat. It does suck not having her over 400 speed. Mercurial may not have been the best choice for her. We may go back to the speed because having her at like 447, I think is what we had her at, pretty much guaranteed her to go first 98% of the time. There's a good chance Gizmac's just going to wipe us right here. Yeah. I think we go back and throw on our speed gear on was there. Ah, we ain't got enough time. It didn't let us cancel out. But at the same time, getting that extra, like, just block total guard every turn, it's kind. I feel like that's really going to be the way to go. We need to make sure the team is set up to go second. And it's hard to make a go second when you're putting enough stats to hit like 350 speed on everybody. Now, Gharrol, I think, is only around 300 or 280, but everybody else is pushing 350 or around it between like 330 and 350. And it's crazy. 6 months ago, that would have been plenty of speed. Now you need well over 400, if not like pushing 5. This is going to be a rough team right here. But I've yet to see somebody ban a Gharrol, and if she gets her turn, it's over. I've yet to go up against the team that was able to win after she got a turn. Oh. Okay, okay. No burns out, sadly. Can we petrify? Damn. Damn, the one to submission got me on that one. It's alright. We got her. On paper, that team looked like it was going to win. I'm a little shocked we was able to come back on that. I just now got my chat pulled up, so if anybody said anything, apologies, but I can see the chat now. Throw out our bait Fabian. Taurus Mariska. We're gonna hope to ban Mariska, but if he throws out a Marius, I don't know. It's always a hard decision if you want to fight Marius or not. Since we got Gizmak out, let's hope he don't. Okay, cool. We can ban Mariska. Wow, he banned our bias. One thing I don't like about the gearing that we have right now is like we're not a go second team and we're not a speed team either. I'm not really a fan of sitting in between the two. I feel like we would have been better off banning Tars. This particular. See if we can kill anybody and put this. Damn, so close. That damn revive passive. Alright, so do we throw out Embers as bait as well? Or not really bait, but to use Embers as well? Well, he just left. In this particular instance, we are able to throw out an Embers with the Fabian. And then we can just auto ban Marius, or if he throws out the rat, we can I don't know. Marius is 6 star, Sigmund's only 3, so right now still Marius is the main threat. But if he throws out the rat, we're gonna ban the rat and hopefully we can control Marius. At least keep him out of his A3. We gotta watch out for Sigmund. Him. And he banned my Lazarius. We was so close. Like I wish If he would have hit like 10% harder, we would have killed him. Just let's get our unkillable out though. I don't know why he keeps attacking her. I don't think anyone on that team ignores unkillable. She'll eventually get a turn unless you just stun lock me for 3 turns, which with Armons he could, but what are that? Seal? Block passives. Ha! What you get, Armons. Come on, give me a turn. Oh, shit. That block passive, I can't. Yeah, we're screwed. Nothing we could do there. I wish the arena would stay open a little bit longer for us to throw our speed. Well, we will on the next round. It won't take us too long to put our speed gear back on her. Mercurial is great, but I don't think it's good enough for the team we're trying to run. I do think we was winning more with the speed set. I just hope we don't get stuck in a revive loop with Hilvy and Marie there. See. Can we get Gharrol a turn here? Let's throw out a pain link. And we'll put it on her. On Marisha. I do think it's cool that her provoke can go through block debuffs. It's like, what's even the point of block debuffs at this point in the game? So many champions ignore it. It's kind of like block damage now. A lot of champions ignore that as well. Now bring everybody back. She's gonna revive Mariska. Yeah, let's throw our speed gear back on Lazarius. I don't understand, why is it not showing anything? Why is it only boots? That was weird. What about supersonic gear on her, though? We could try Feral, but it would only be the 4 debuffs, which would be 20% more damage. What kind of speed are we looking at with this? Could we do 5 piece of that? Of mercurial with maybe 4 piece pinpoint? We get more speed, that 10% speed, or speed comes from or pinpoint. Oh, we'd get 20% speed from pinpoint. We could swap out the chest piece, that's for sure. But I'm not really seeing a good chest piece for that. We do for Feral, though. Hey, what about gloves? Triple roll and speed for gloves. Okay. Oh, shit, that's supersonic. I mean, if we could get 4 pieces of supersonic, that could help us cut on speed team. But I'm not really seeing any more than a single roll on speed for that. Yeah, I think we need to stick with the Feral for the gloves. We might get stuck with Feral. I don't see how we had such high speed before we changed the gear around. Let's pull up the optimizer real quick. Okay. I don't really care about anything else. I don't get it. We had more gear than that, or more speed than that the first time. I'm not sure why it's not auto-equipped and over. Never had an issue with that in the past. Well, this to tell us where to go for it. of gloves are we looking at? That quad roll on the regen gear would be nice. Or we could take the piece off of Gharrol, or sorry, Fabian. Hell, I don't know. This speed piece here might be better. We would lose 23, 26. It would be 3 points of speed less, but we get a whole 60% speed like chess piece. Yeah, we'll run that. Now for the boots. Well, we have the +6 speed right there. That's pretty self-explanatory, I guess. I hate losing that accuracy, but we're going to get it back on the relics. We do need to try to get all feral, though. Wish we had some more speed glyphs. Well, it leaves room for improvement, I suppose. Can we get a better ring? No, that's going to be the best ring. Which, I mean, it's not horrendous. And now for the amulet, or banner, whatever. Oh yeah, triple roll into accuracy. Run that. I don't know how we was hitting like 430 or whatever on the speed earlier. I'm not seeing it. 400 is still good, but not seeing. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Anywho, Lava Arena may be shut down, but let's try to hit platinum with this. Go up against the turtles. Burn off that stone skin. Damn, the fuck happened? Redo. I'm not seeing how come when I hit them, they're not taking any damage. Gharrol for the win, though. Gizmac with his burns. Now we just gotta wait out Death Knot Stone Skin. In there with that nuke. Ooh, gotta take Gizmac off of this one. See if we can bring in Cometus. We may need to pop out our bias instead, but we'll try Cometus. Okay. I guess we're just gonna go down the list until we get stuck. These bombs will take care of that stone skin. The reason we didn't bring in Gizmak on that fight is because the burns, we have that blessing that the burns do turn meter, and it would have just gave Marius a bunch of extra attacks. Same reason we didn't on this fight here. Otherwise, outside of Marius, we would bring in Gizmak. Ooh, that fear got us a little bit there. Ember is taking those extra turns, messed him up a bit. Alright, now for Nias, we need Gizmak or Calvalax, either one, because them poisons and burns will go through his, like, transform or whatever. See if we can take out Marishka before we take on Nias. Oh, yeah. I don't know why them burns didn't take him out, though. Either way, we got this. Maybe the block damage blocked the burn when he was transferring over, but I always thought the burns ticked on the second form. We're going to have to watch it on our buffs this round. This is a bit of a scary fight here. No burns out, so we can't ignore anything. Come on, Lazarius, take a turn. That was a bad move. I don't know why I did that. Gizmac's just invisible. Man, we can't get a turn. I think we can do this fight, but we need to bring in Cometus. We need to block the active skills to keep Sir Nick from going into his form. Our bias could work as well. But what about Nell? All these buffs. Might be a bad choice. Nell might not do anything. But with all these buffs, maybe. No. Alright, we'll try our bias. The last team on the list. Surely we can do it. Or do we want Cometus? We'll do Cometus first. And let's just go ahead and go into her second form. Now, if we can get her down before she takes a turn, you don't get frozen here. Ah, what a bitch. You got froze. We need to block those skills. Awesome. Alright, we're good. We got this now. Yeah, Cometus was the trick. Oh, no. Now, this is a scary fight right here. Oh, yeah. Get him, Gharrol. And I thought that was going to be a challenge. Alright, we got Marius again, so take off the Gizmac, and we'll put in Siegfried. Those protected block damage is going to be hard. But we got it. It'll be a rough team too. We're at the point all of these teams are going to be pretty rough, but shit, I thought it was Cometus' turn. Well, I messed up. Redo. His +1 6-star versus my +1 6-star. That is a tanky Cometus, I'll give him that. But we got him. By the hair of our chin, but we got it. I see some teams down here I don't know if we're going to be able to get, though. We can't pull any of that off. And block some active skills, that'll help out a little bit. I hope you don't wreck us here. Nah, we're good. Oh. Oh, damn, she resisted that. Shocked. What was I thinking there? We got it? Got it. Fuck. I don't know what we're gonna do this fight. I'm afraid of that Gizmac. What is that on him? Fortify. Okay. Maybe we swap out Siegfried for our bias here. Well, our bias didn't get a turn, but Gizmak and Cometus is doing all right. Oh, that fucking sheep. If it wasn't for the sheep, we'd have had that one. I don't know. That might be a team that gets us. Dude, the fucking sheep. Let's just skip that one for now. Surprised those bombs didn't land. A little bit nervous there. Oh, it's the Rat King. Might have to bring out Teox for this one. Maybe not. Can we survive one bomb? Giving it long enough for the arena to reset. It resets in about 60 seconds. There's that one team on there that we just cannot do. It's crazy that still to this day, a Warlord team that gets to go first just. What do y'all think of the quick battles being added? I love it. It makes it to where it doesn't take an hour to do tag team. Good team there. What do you mean, D? We need to make Ugo go first on this team to put out the decreased defense before everybody else goes. we'll do 2 more arenas to get the energy, and then we'll see if we have enough silver to get her some gear that's a little faster. Oh, is that enough? I think it was. Okay, cool. Alright, yeah, let's see if we can get Ugo going first. What do we need to beat? 200? Let's do Breach running. Oh, I thought we had him faster. Who is it that we put all the increased speed gear on? Oh, Prosecutor. Okay. And he's 202. So if we swap this over to Ugo, she would be going first. I want to keep the perception shield because I think we got some 5 or 6 star perception boots. But what about a gauntlet? Maybe. It's only a regular speed roll. Okay, there we go. So as this stands, we do have the faster than Elhain. Let's go down to perception. I could have swore we rolled some perception boosts that had speed on them. Oh, they're up here. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. We need to sell enough of anything to get these up to 16. That'd take it to 12, but not 16. 14. Can we get lucky? No. Guess we just sell anything that's not like. I hate to keep anything 4-star, but it did have a speed roll. I'd take a bunch of legendary boots that have nothing to do like with speed. Don't need attack on a resilience set. We'll keep the HP though. Ah shit, I didn't mean to use those gear boosters on that. Damn it. It paused. Is it gonna go? Oh, that's unfortunate. Let's do a couple of well, spotter, because that way we might be able to get a piece for her, is it a banner or an amulet? Anyway, so we can go back into the arena now. Well, of course we're gonna win that. I gotta grab a drink, 1 second. The goal is to hit platinum tonight. I think we can. Not a very good idea to pair Siegfried up with Predator, because Predator is almost always going to outlive Siegfried. Is Marius immune to Petrify? I don't remember. I'll have to check. Hmm. Damn it, Embers. I don't like this. Damn. Let's come back to that. What do we got here? I think we can bring Gizmek back in. I just thought Odin might be a really good champion to bring in against Marius. All the block damage that he brings in, even if I get like stunned and stuff, as long as I don't have block buffs. So it'd be like the thing to check. If someone on their team doesn't have block buffs, Odin would be a really good counter to Marius. It would buy you time to get around to your turn. Should have been protected. They would have put Mariska in some protection gear that would have been like uber unkillable. It's still pretty scary though. I think if we bring in Siegfried instead of Cometus, we'll have this fight. Come on. Survive it. Survive it. Hell yeah. Now I just need Gizmac to get one really good nuke off. Come on. Come on. You got this. Okay. Alrighty then. Talk about cutting it close. We gotta outspeed the bombs for this one. Something in my eye. Gonna start crying over this. Ba-boom! Get him, Gizmac. Alright. What about a Teox? That could be a counter to Empress. If we can get him to go first. Ooh. Not gonna happen. Put that pain link on Empress. It's got block damage or unkillable on that team though. That's a pretty good team setup. I wish I had Theodosia. Her or Joan, either one. Them are like the main champions I want. That I don't already have. I mean, and I'd like to have a Nice too. Yeah. So I guess in order, probably Nice, then, and I don't know if I'd rather have Theodosia or Joanne. Probably Joanne. So Nice, Joanne, then Theodosia. But there's a new mythical they've added in today. I think I got the update message for it. And I don't know what her kit is, or his, whatever it is. Ah, fuck. I misclicked. It'd be alright. This ain't a very bad team right here. Boom. Ignore that block damage. About ignore the stone skin with Teox there. Get that Arbiter down. Who did what? So Gizmax still did the most damage against Teox there. I wish I remembered what they was wearing. Got me wondering if we could bring in Calvalax. I don't remember if they how stone skinned up Marius was. Damn it. Oh, it's the new guy who can't be critted. And they're taking a lot of turns. Yeah, I think we're gonna try Odin on some of these Marius teams and see how that works out. Let's see, it's all down to this nuke. Okay. Well, that was easy. The Hilvi Torment by themselves doesn't give me a lot of problems, but when they got Lady Noelle and Cernic mixed with them, it's pretty rough. I say that and I watch this team wreck me. Was that non-piece mercurial on Hilvi? It might be. Burn off that stone skin real quick for him. We do really need to get Gharrol just a little bit faster. But I don't know at what cost. Because we need her to nuke. Like, we needed to make sure that when she does get a turn, she's able to one-shot. And Marius, you thinking? What is you thinking? Can't hit me like that. I think we just go ahead and nuke. I think we can one-shot it. Ba-boom. Oh, this would be a good team. Already sheeped out the gate. That was lucky. Damn. Man, I hope Predator don't dodge this. Okay. Oh, I forgot about the revive on deaths. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, maybe not. Damn. He just keeps dodging everything. It's okay. It's okay. Here's a scary team. We want to fight that? Why not? It's only going to set us back like 10 points. Oh, I forgot we had Gizmac equipped. Should be alright. Yeah, we're good. We're golden. What's up? What's Uzbekistan Tashkent? I don't know what that means. Boom. Yeah, I don't know what Uzbekistan Tashkent means, dude. If it's asking if I speak whatever Uzbekistani, and no, I don't. And I've got to quit bringing in Gizmac on these Marius teams. Ah, in that case, it worked. He stunned himself off the Wanda submission. We're almost to platinum. Need about 5 or 6 more wins without losing one. We're gonna start being a little bit more picky about who we fight. Think we can take this team? That +4 Fana, or whatever her name is, that's gonna be scary. Is that total guard or what is that symbol? Magma shield. I don't know how strong that magma shield is. Not strong enough. Block buffs on Siegfried. Ah, it didn't go through. I would like to have blocked buffs on Siegfried. Can we get a burn off? No. I'm still gonna take him into his second form and let's put a pain link on. And she can ignore block damage on her A1, so we're gonna go ahead and swap over into that. Oh yeah, her A1 just hit hard. I didn't see the numbers, but it's enough to take Siegfried down for full health. Can we take on the turtles? Let's go for it. Goodbye, turtles. Alright, we need a lot of stone skin here. Can't fuck with it. Well, here's an old school team. I'll be happy to whop them out. They don't even have stone skin on the Death Knight. What are they thinking? I don't even think we need to put unkillable. I think we can just go ahead and whop it out. Yeah. Even with Harima's passive, we still whopped that shit out. Whopped it out and flushed it down the commode. Can we strip it? Yeah. Get him, Gizmac. One more win and we're in platinum. Surely this predator ain't just gonna wipe us out in one shot. Oh, we're in platinum. Okay. Let's burn that off of him. Oh, it didn't burn it. I'm surprised. Damn cloak. Let's just go ahead and put a pain link on him. See if we can take his turn meter down any. Oh yeah. Let's go in for the kill, guys. Awesome. That's a pretty scary team right there. Think we can do it, but yeah. Ooh, we couldn't take a single stone skin off. Damn. Yeah, we got wrecked there. I wonder how bringing in Odin would be at this stage. Where is he? Where is my Odin at? There he is. I wish I had a good void speed lead. I'd bring in Odin for that 40% turn meter. Well, it came in clutch right there. Damn. Damn it, Sulfuron. Get out of here. Dude. Weak. Let's bring our Empress in. What a wicked team. Dude, that's crazy. Can't believe we just lost 3 fights in a row. We hadn't done that bad all night. I don't think we need unkillable. I think we can just go into the nuke. Oh shit. Maybe we did. Nah, Siegfried got us. It's gonna be a tanky team. Elias, Mithrala, and Krisk. I mean Prince Kymar, but it's not really important. I thought they'd be tankier than that. Wow. I'm impressed, not in a good way. What about a high resistant quiz with Shamel de la Fabian? What would the correlation between them be? Like, what would the effect would it be between Shamel and Fabian? He would help with the fears, yes, but not with the turn meter cooldown, I wouldn't think. And losing the turns, like the cooldowns, is the thing I'll worry about most with Fabian. The fears are nasty, yeah, but come on, Embers. Get rid of that stone skin already. Let's just go ahead and nuke them down. We'll have to deal with the cat, but we can get, yeah, the other three out of the way. Not that the cat's bad or nothing. Like, he holds up good in Arena Gold 4 and halfway through 5, but the, like, Platinum and in-game, I don't really think he's there. Are you asking for me or for your own team? I don't have White Queen, or, yeah, not Queen Crixia. Them giving her that protected unkillable on Gharrol really did change the game for her. I never thought she was a bad champion to begin with, but what champions do you have of interest? I'll try to help you put a team together.
Yeah, he knew.
Can we get a kill to reset their cooldown? All right. Put her in her second form. Her A1 ignores the block damage. Not enough to get a kill, but whittle him down a little bit. Oh yeah, Gharrol, come in there. Star Sage is pretty top tier. Same with Nias. Lamasu, I see a lot of people using her, but I've never really dealt with her much. When I try to use her, it just seems like I don't know. She doesn't do what I try to get her to do. And Mikage's great, but it's more of like you need people with really strong A1s to pair with her, and Nias and Lamasu's not really going to work in that case. What other damage dealers do you have to pair with Mikage? Hopefully Gizmex Burns can help take down this Nice. Keep a block buff on him as well. Hell yeah. Yeah, in Nice's case, if he's not under a poison or a burn when you kill him and a block buffs, he's going to respawn, but you can get him under a block buff and a poison or a burn. It'll pretty much counter him. So since you're using NAS, whenever you go up against somebody, just try to make sure that it's not like a poison or burn heavy team. Ninja's good with Mikage, but none of those three are particularly good for Arena. Do you have any turn meter boosters? Also, what speed are you running? Yeah, Grant. Excuse me. Granite's really good. He's kind of slept on. His A3 can hit through Stone Skin, and his AOE doesn't really hit that hard, but that single target move that attacks through Stone Skin hits like a truck. And that buff, is it Fortify that he brings? That's a very rare debuff, and it's very useful. Similar to like Strengthen almost. I would run Arbiter or Lamasu as the lead, Nice and Granite both for damage, and Star Sage for support and revive along with Arbiter. Arbiter's probably still like in the top, I don't know, top three, at least top five turn meter boosters in the game. What rank arena are you in? Excuse me. Man, my throat got all scratched up. Way to deflect that sheep back. I wouldn't worry too much about platinum, but gold 5 you definitely want to try to stay in just for it gives you, well, an easy way to look at it, you get 20% more tokens in gold 5 than you would 4. You get an extra token per rank, and it'll help you max out your Great Hall quicker. Is there any way that you could get your speed up in like the 350ish? Damn. Damn, I got wrecked. I thought that was going to be an easier team. What gear sets are you running? Also, what's your attack and crit damage on Nias and Granite, or just whatever nuker gear you have? Ah, shit. I forgot about that Marius there. Take Gizmac off. We can't use him against Marius. Yeah, it sounds like you got lucky. Star Sage and Nias are like top champions in the game. Too much control on that team for me. I should have just refreshed the page. That's a bad rollout of champions. I don't think I've ever fought a Carosa. I don't think I've ever seen her in the arena. Um, it's not a bad nice build, like not by any means. It's definitely a decent build. I know everybody stresses the having 100% crit rate, but honestly, you could drop that down to like 80% and be just fine and put those extra stats into crit damage. And at this in Gold 5, which you're not far from, especially if you've hit Platinum a couple of times, you really want to have you really want to get up in like the 6,000-7,000 attack. Or if you can get like split damage, that. But Nias, I would drop down to probably, like I said, about 80 crit damage. Or sorry, crit rate. And try to up the attack and get the crit damage to 300. Even if you had to lower his HP down, you can because he goes into that second form when he dies, as long as he's not block buffed and burnt. And that second form, he can also act as like a backup reviver for your team, as long as he can get a kill. So you really just want him to be, well, he doesn't really have to be fast either, because the block damage that comes on it, as long as who you're fighting doesn't ignore block damage, which sadly a lot of champions in the game nowadays does. But just for general use case, you could definitely drop down the HP a little bit, drop down the crit rate like 15, 20 points, keep it like 80, 85, and up your crit damage to about 300 or a little higher. 'Is not. I don't have Nice. I forget. Is this second form a different attack style? One second. Let me pull him up. Is it Skinwalker? No. I can't remember what faction he is. Damn, what faction is Nice? 1 second. I screwed my screen up. Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying, because it's HP. Yeah, your damage really comes from crit damage. Like, it comes from crit damage more than it comes from the actual skill itself, like where it says damage based on HP. You would do better to get more crit damage. I guess since he's HP, I was thinking he was attack for some reason. But keep his HP around 70k, but take 15, 20 points off your crit rate, keep them at like 80, 85 crit rate, and try to get your crit damage above 300. Like most of my damage dealers, they're if they're not HP based, let me find one that's not. Like Sigrun, for example, I'm only running 43k HP on Sigrun. And yeah, my crit damage is only 248, but I've got 8k on the attack. It's probably not the best example because even on him, I would like his crit damage to be over 3k, but the 8k on the attack definitely equals it out. But you need to have like outrageously high one of the two, not just like middle of the road on both. So if you pick one of the two stats, either the damage stat or crit damage to focus on, uh, Embers is really good, but on my team, he kind of just sits on the side and like I kill somebody and it's normally not him that kills them, and then his passive just kind of whittles down the rest of the team while I'm just sitting there. Like as long as you can take down one person on the team, you can just sit there and keep your team alive and let the rest of the people like be taken down. I was saying you want to get your crit damage above 300, but I'm looking. I don't think any of my champions are over that. I know I've got some. I used to have Trunda at like 380 crit damage. I don't even have boots on her. Yeah, even without boots, I've got her at 370 crit damage on my Trunda. Oh, yeah. But I mean, as you can see, my Empress is only 2-starred and he still hits like a truck. Not as hard as like a 6-star, obviously, but you don't have to have a soul to have a good strong hit. The chicken, like here's a good example. Let me bring the chicken into a fight. I don't have a soul on him, and he's a champion that gets kind of crapped on by the community. Got to find somebody the chicken can fight pretty well. Yeah, we can do turtles and predator. Ah, shit, I'm sorry. I meant to swap out the chicken for it. Either way, though, the point being, you don't have to have a soul to, like, get into in-game arena. Like, into in-game, yeah, like, if you're in platinum, yeah, you definitely need souls on your champions. But you can definitely get into gold 5 and stay in gold 5 without souls. Yeah, I feel like I can't remember if they buffed her or not, but I know that she's a very underwhelming. Yeah, they did buff her. I remember they buffed her second form, and she's still underwhelming. Do you have any control champions? That's something I noticed. Like, yeah, I know that you've got Star Sage to lock out champions or cooldown or something, but do you have any like AoE stun champions or Fabian or a Armons? Like, for example, Tremeria, I don't know if you have her or not. Let me pull up. I use on my free to play, I have a champion, Tremeria. Find her here. If you have like a good AoE champion, like, and what I mean by like just a champion that's strictly crowd control, and I'm using her for an example. Her A1 has the decreased speed on everybody. It has a 50% when booked to putting a fear on anybody under half turn meter. She has like a mini Armand's A2 that's an AoE 100% chance to stun everybody and decrease the turn meter by 30%. She herself is immune to all CCs, and then she's got a full cleanse and a block debuff and a turn meter fill on her A3. I run her in a stun set, and even off the A2 that stuns everybody, her A1 pulls off stuns like every 1 or 2 turns on somebody. And the you really want control on a team because like even though you reset their cooldowns, a lot of these champions nowadays have really good A1s, and you just want to take their turn away entirely. So like a provoke or a skill cooldown, if they have a good A1, they're still a threat. So you, like I said, you really want to just entirely take their turn away, which is also why I was bringing up Arbiter. Okay, Mikage's second form. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I have Lamastu. I'm trying to remember what she does exactly. What control you're referring to. I know she puts out fears, but I don't know in what form. That AoE decrease attack is good on her, but her cleanse is single target. And none of the champions that you mentioned really needs their skills reset. And True Fear is RNG. Yeah, what I would run, don't worry about Mikage being paired with a skin or with a Shadowkin. I would do Arbiter and be that as your turn meter booster. Go into Mikage, go into her second form, do her, what is it, A2? That's essentially the same as what I just listed off with Tremeria. And then use Nias as a as like your nuker, and then Star Sage is your support and backup reviver. And if you're lucky, you can get into a loop with Arbiter and Nias both, where they're just revive, keeping the team revive no matter what. So yeah, I would definitely. Roannis is okay, but he ain't gonna get you in game. Mikage's second form is fine. Well, do you have books in Mikage? Okay, yeah. Run Mikage and use her second form. If you need to, you can also strip the opponent on her second form. So I would just run her predominantly speed, accuracy, and HP and defense. I wouldn't really worry about damage on her because she can sleep and stun and strip, I guess, on her second form. If you need to put on crit damage and all that on her first form, you can, but I wouldn't really worry about that. Man, I'm just getting wrecked here. Hell yeah, that should help protect you from polymorph. Dude, speaking of wands, I pulled three wands out of like four uh relic pulls today. I pulled these two. I threw one on Gharrol, and then I already had one on Lazarius. But yeah, I pulled three wands out of four relic pulls today. I thought that was pretty wild. Lazarius is definitely my most used arena champion. When I pulled the 6 star for Sigfrin, I just assumed he was going to be, but he's not. I've used my Lazarius Teox team carried me through the arena for the longest time. I just ran Calvalax, Lazarius, and Teox and Gizmac in the second form. But now there's so much Stone Skin that it doesn't really work. Double Star Sage. That's interesting. I was gonna say I'll run it on this team, but I know that they're gonna have Stone Skin. No, they don't, but they got block damage, which would have done the same effect. They got lucky with that protection gear. Yeah, I haven't pulled a mythical in probably 6 months now. I pulled about 80, maybe not that many, about 50 or 60 promos on that last 2x, and I just didn't get anything. I only got one legendary, and it was frickin' Hansel. But yeah, no problem, man. If I knew what kind of gear you was working with or anything, I could probably help you gear them. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Toshiro is great for PvE. He's definitely not a threat in the arena, but PvP, he's amazing. Ah, damn it, Gharrol. Dude, that Gharrel's popping off. She just got like 5 bonus attacks. But really, it's just going to take you getting a lot of triple and quad rolls on some speed to, like, that's the main thing your account's waiting on. You've got the champions to do it, now you just need to get the gear. I've not been able to figure out Trunda for Hydra. I see the teams, I see it working. There's no denying that she is the god of Hydra, but I'm hitting a billion with my Geralt team, like 1.1, 1.2 billion with her, so I don't really, and with way less crit damage as well. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong with Trunda, having her at like almost, what was it, 6k attack and 350k on the crit damage. I've got Wixwell, I don't have Titus. I regret not going for the Titus fusion. Like, that is one of my biggest regrets in this game. Speaking of fusion, are you going for this fusion? The fusion itself, I don't really think is great, but her, like, tandem partner, I think is phenomenal. I decided not to pull for him just because I don't really think he would help my account. And, but I do think he's an amazing champion. And this is a pretty cheap fusion, like, in the greater scheme of things. A pretty easy fusion for as long as you had enough shards to do a champion chase, you're pretty much set. It ain't like some of them where you got to do multiple champion chases. Oh, what do you know? The Lava Arena's back open again. What's up, Apex? What's WSP mean? Ooh, he got a +2 Gizmac. That's scary. Well, I mean, it's not as good as a +2 Gizmec that he's got, so he's kind of outflexing me. I figured it was what's up something, but WSP is I like what's up or yeah, or what's poppin', I guess. I know it's kind of cringe, but I mean, I'm 32, so I'm definitely getting up there. What three Legos do you got? Yeah, I get that a lot. Oh yeah, what legendaries do you got? Are they just the starter ones that are going out in like the starter packs right now, or did you like pull three legendaries? Michelangelo, Zeno, and Ezio? Oh hell yeah, which relic? I pulled a Wanda submission earlier today myself. Dude, Michelangelo, Ezio, and Xenomorph is not bad for the arena. Ezio and Xenomorph is phenomenal in the arena. And Michelangelo, he's not like the best, but he's definitely usable. We want to get a block buff on Nias before we kill him so he can't come back with block damage. Oh, hell yeah. I heard Ash talking about that one earlier, day or two ago. He was super excited to have it. I don't have that relic personally. – 44K what, like HP or I'm assuming? Do you have any of the Ascension stars for him? Also, what kind of gear you running on him? Dude, I just got wrecked. Ah. Oh, so you literally just started like very recently then. Oh yeah. Good to have you in the community. This is going to be an easy fight right here. I can already tell it. Oh, well, Maki came out a while ago. I mean, not a long time ago. He's been out a little while. That's funny. Definitely should run Spider to get you at least a purple ring. The accessories definitely add a good 30% to, maybe even 40% to your champion, so I would definitely focus on doing that. But as I was talking about Maki and Xenomorph being used in the arena, they're using them in the arena there. Just get you a good AoE champion. Uh, if you picked Elhain or Kale as starter champions, they can solo it up to like level 12, and that can get you some 5-star accessories for all 3 slots. But yeah, there's all 3 champions you just listed being used on this team. How? How'd you mess up? Ah, shit, man. Yeah, that sucks. On the bright side, he's only a rare, so you can pull him out of the green mystery shards. And there's plenty of other just epic tier champions that'd do what he does better. Yeah, the green shards, it's like a 1 in 100 chance, but if you pull 100 green shards, you're going to get a couple of rares. Where'd my Fabian go? Oh, there he be. Yeah, he's definitely decent for faction wars. I would definitely make sure you do the faction wars that you can to put glyphs on your gear. The glyphs can add a good, if 40, if not like a good 40-50% to each gear piece if you have like high star glyphs. But even just the 1-star glyphs that you're going to get from the beginning is going to add about 15 or 20% to your team power. And be sure to do your clan bosses. It's about the only way to get free shards early on in the game. Except for dungeons. I think every dungeon run has like a 1 in 100 chance of dropping a blue shard. Now, campaign, you can get up to like 5 shards per run, though, once you get to brutal. And Maki, he can farm campaign brutal for you. So can Xenomorph. The two of them combined, you should be able to get all the way to the end of brutal pretty easily. Yeah, I would save your blues until there's a 2x event on blue shards. That way you have a double chance of getting epics. They do 2x events pretty often. Hell Hades normally has it listed when the next 2x event is. I'll look it up real quick for you. Yeah, it says that the next 2x event starts in 5 days. So if you hold on to them till then, you'll have a double chance of getting them. Of getting epics or legendaries. Uh, Hell Hades is probably the best. Well, there's Hell Hades and there's a Yumi Love. But those are the two best sites for beginners. Or really, I still use them nowadays. Any champion that you need, like say Michelangelo, go up here in the search bar. Well, that's I don't even know how to spell Michelangelo. We'll do Xenomorph. You said you sorry. I don't know how to spell any of these champions' names. But you type in the champion that you're wanting to look up. It'll give you a star rating for all of their places, like where their best use case is. It tells you their attack ratings, breaks down all their skills. It also recommends where you put your masteries, what awakenings to put on them, what relics to put on them, what stats to focus on. And it's just a recommendation. It's, I guess, what they use themselves. It also has like guides to dungeons, relics, gear sets, stuff like that. And generally speaking, when there's a new like promo code or something, it'll be in there as well. And Ayumi Love is the same thing, just on a different site. It gives you different drop rate percentages, how much XP you get per stage, how much silver per stage. But yeah, just basically that. Oh, so it's spelled like xeniomorph. Okay. Pretty wild alien. I wouldn't really call it one of my favorite movies, but movie monsters, it's definitely up there. Also, I highly recommend you do Minotaur to get your masteries. If nothing else, at least do like 5 or 6 runs on a champion to get their crit rate and crit damage. You could spend like 5 minutes farming Minotaur and get a permanent 5% crit rate and 10% crit damage boost on all your champions. Just auto battle it when you go to bed. Let it do it while you're asleep or when you're off doing something else. I wouldn't call it hard to farm, it's just boring. Like I said, I just leave mine going while I'm watching movies or playing a game or at work or something. Yeah, I have trouble sleeping myself. I have to take a shit ton of sleeping pills. Now I've got my other accounts farming spotter in the background while I'm doing Lava Arena. Not necessarily. There's quite a few legendaries that, for Arena specifically, are better than quite a few mythicals. Like, I'm banning that Arbiter there because she has one of the highest speed leads in the game, and I don't really want her turn boosting everybody. But since he banned my speed lead, I'm going to be kind of forced into a go second team. Oh. For the arena, yes, but they're also they're better against different team setups. Like what one champion is good against another champion wouldn't be good against a different champion. And then there's certain champions that are just kind of general use case, but they're not really mastered in any. That damn fear got me. Oh, for Embers? Yeah. Dude, Embers is a beast. You get Mithrala fragments from doing Hydra and Embers fragments from doing Chimera, and both of those champions are going to change your account more than anything else you could do in the first like 3 or 4 months. Unless you just spend a crap ton of money. Man, I got wrecked. For Hydra, did you use any like creator codes or anything when you made your account? Gotcha. Well, for Hydra, you need to get a champion that has AoE block buffs to really have a chance of doing anything, and get you another champion with like, yeah, Wukong is great. The Monkey King, he's an amazing champion. He could help you in Hydra with the AoE block buffs, but as far as epics go, like an Ugo has an AoE block buff on a 3-turn cooldown. If you get Ugo, your account would be pretty much set for Hydra and multiple other areas. Uh 12-3 hard is what they say. 12-3 brutal, but 12-3 hard would probably be your best bang for the buck on energy for that. And if you're able to farm it with just one champion, I would put some uncommons into the other 3 slots and take them to 20 and use other uncommons to level them up to 3 star, and then use those 3 stars to level up your other champions into 4 star. And once you get a few level 50s doing that, you'll be able to progress a lot more. But you need to pick one champion. I would say probably Maki or Ezio, and maybe even, yeah, probably Maki, and take him to level 60. One of them guys would probably handle it on their own, depending on the gear you have. Fucking hell, man. Oh yeah, if they're already 60, then dude, you could be soloing brutal. I just started this account like last week, and I'm already damn it, I didn't mean to click that. I'm already farming 12-3 and 12-6 brutal with just this dude, Thalmond. My Ezio's only 50. I don't know if he'd be able to do it or not. We'll see if just Ezio can solo it by himself. I knew if I had the gear I'd do in my main, I could, but it's looking like Ezio's gonna solo it just fine at level 50, so I know your Ezio would be fine. He's level 60 on my main, yeah. All three of these accounts, he's 5-star ascended, but like red stars. But my main and my free to play, he's level 60. Ash definitely has a lot of good advice. Just keep in mind he's a very like money spending in-game player, so there is a lot of things he says to do that's just not really viable for like a free to play or an early game account. But as far as masteries go, yeah, they're pretty much, I wouldn't say the same for everybody, but generally they're similar for everybody. Well, at least you're guaranteed to get the red up to 5-star. And him level 60 and 5-star red, you can probably get into like gold 3 or gold 4 with him in the arena. Do you not still have time to do it? And I mean, even if you only got the 4, uh, you're still going to get the attack and crit damage and the extra HP and defense for tankiness. You just won't get the accuracy and resistance or the 5-star blessing. Be sure you do lethal dose with him if you're going to use him in the arena, though. It'll make your poisons deal way more damage. And see if you can get you an Arachnolix relic. That will also increase the poison damage dramatically. Nice. That was 12-6 brutal that I was doing my level 50 Ezio on just a second ago, so he can definitely take you higher. And when you go into brutal mode, you'll get some free shards. Strip that stone skin right off. I'm pretty certain your Ezio can hit it. If you're wanting to farm blue shards, you're not going to get them in campaign. You'll have to farm dungeons, and it's going to take you like 1,000 energy to get one, because you got to do about 100 runs to get one, or at least that's the odds. That doesn't mean you can't get more, but that is what the odds are. But brutal will give you like 4 or 5 shards as long as you're doing super raids. But you'll level your champions up way more in brutal. And the rewards you get for the stars in brutal, yeah, you'll get you some better shards. So I kind of misspoke. If you're going for like one time drops, yeah, you'll get shards on brutal. You'll get an ancient, and some sacred and some ancients. But as far as farming them, you will only be able to get the green shards. But I would still go into it and get the 12-3 on brutal and try to get 3 star. I'm sure Maki and Ezio combined can get it and get you those sacred and ancient shards. And you'll get a lot of gems and chickens and stuff in the process. Hell, even stage 10 spotter, it'll drop 4 greens. And if you do a super raid and they both get shards, you'll get 8. So, you can definitely get up a bunch of green shards to pull you some rares doing that. Yeah, I would definitely make that a priority. But if you can handle holding off, I would save those shards until that 2x starts in 5 days. You'll have twice as much of a chance to get epics and legendaries out of them. My free to plays I can build up shards on, but on my main account I have a hard time. But I spend money on this account, so I just kind of justify it to myself. You could get your first sacred shard tomorrow if tonight if you ground out the campaign. Day 72. Wow. Well, if you just go into your campaign and get let me look. If you get all 3 stars through all of hard mode, you get a one of the sacred shards. Oh yeah, you'll get you at least 4 or 5 rares out of all of that. And the other champions you get, I wouldn't really care about the commons or not, but I would definitely build up the 2 stars into 3 stars and use them as chickens. And since there's a champion training event going on, I would take the 3 stars to like level 10 or so just to get those champion chase points. Ah, this dude's got the new mythical. I haven't seen him yet. Don't even know what he does. Pretty certain he just came out today, though. All the other things. Who, Michelangelo? Who are you referring to? Oh, the new mythical. Yeah, I'm going to pull him up in the index after this in a minute and see what he does. I haven't had a new mythical champion in so long, I forgot what it feels like. I think we've all been there. Yeah, it's definitely not just power level. There's a lot of champions or teams that my free to play can take on that is like double the power level of the team that I'm using. But I still just, because of the team setup and the gearing, am able to do it. Not to mention, once you get more in game, the champions you go against are going to be like quadruple your level. So power level doesn't really mean much in this game. It's more about the gearing. Oh, he's a big polar bear. That's cool. He looks pretty cool, man. We got 2 more keys. I'm gonna pull up that new mythical in this account and see what he does. He looked like he was a dwarf. No, he's not a dwarf. He sure looked like one. Oh, he's a barbarian. Okay. A1 tax. Oh, he puts out a death brand. I think this is the first champion in the game to put out a death brand. There's bosses that can, but attack one enemy before attacking, puts a block passive skill for one turn, ignores half of their defense, and block damage and unkillable. So he ignores both block damage and unkillable. So other than Stone Skin, there's no blocking that. And if it attacks, if the target attack is killed, it will repeat the attack against all enemies that ignore a quarter of their defense. Also decrease the cooldown of Arctic Howl by 2 turns if it's killed while under a Death Brand debuff. Arctic Howl places 50% increased attack and increased action on all allies for 3 turns, and a Death Brand on all enemies for 2 turns. What's this passive? Enemies under Death Brand receive 20% more damage and inflict 20% less damage. Wow. And this champion is immune to freeze, stun, and provoke. Whenever a champion is killed, or this champion is killed, revives them with half health and instant turn and puts a block damage for 1 turn. With 1707 attack. That's a crazy first form. Attacks one enemy twice, puts a stun. If the enemy's max HP is equal to or higher than the target, this debuff cannot be resisted. And it's just guaranteed places a stun. Puts a provoke on all enemies for 1 turn. If it's a boss, it's for 2 turns. If the max HP is equal to or higher than, it cannot be resisted. With a big boy strengthen and a counter attack on this champion for 2 turns. Not bad. Attacks all enemies before attacking, puts a big burst and a decreased defense for 2 turns on everybody. And it cannot be resisted if the HP is equal to or higher than. And it's got 25k HP. This attack deals single target damage rather than AoE and ignores 30% of the target's defense. Puts an extra hit on bosses and enemies under stun and provoke. If the target is a boss, it will ignore 50% of the defense. Every time a champion is killed, it increases this champion's HP and defense up to 100%. And whenever they attempt to place a freeze, stun, or provoke, instantly activates Glacial Rupture and will not put it on cooldown. Dude, that is a crazy champion. Like, that's gonna... If the multipliers are there, and it's got 115 base speed. If the multipliers are there, that's gonna be a meta champion. What do you mean you have a fan powering it? Like you got a fan pointed at your PC? And now those are my other accounts. That's wild. I just had to, I just got my computer out of the shop last week because my power supply went out. And when it went out, it caused my water cooling system to go out. And I had to replace that. So they basically put like a little mini air conditioner inside of my computer. That box right there, it's like a little air conditioner. She's gonna regret berserking me. That berserk gave me a 50% damage boost. Never berserk the damage dealer. I don't care if you cuss or not. Don't want to be just overtly vulgar, but it's not a particularly family-friendly channel. Not worried about monetization or anything. I just like to stream and talk to people. Also, definitely be sure to do your dailies. You get a legendary book after about 3 weeks of doing your advanced quest, and every week you'll get an extra blue shard, or every 5 days as long as you do your dailies. Ooh, I think this guy wills out more than I do. Other than Empress, not a lot of damage coming from it though. So I think if we ban Empress, we just have to worry about watching our buffs. Well, one thing about spending money in this game, it'll give you cheap offers to start with, but once you start spending money on it, them offers go from $3, $4 to 15 to 20 to 40 to 50, and all the way up to like $100 for a pack. I'm in the Supreme Club, and I think it only comes to Supreme Club members, but we get these $100 packs that really aren't much better than like a $70 pack on a normal account. They're like the more money you spend, the bigger the packs get, and after you get a certain amount, like I would say it might be worth it to spend enough money to book up a couple of legendaries, get you a good team, but after you get that, holy shit. But after you get that team, just kind of lay off of the money. $100. Hang on a second. You see all this? This is thousands and thousands. You see all 109, 69, 109, 76, 109, 109, 87, 65. Dating all the way back to, I don't even know how far this goes back till. All the way back to January 2023. And it started out at $1.08, 327, 546, 32.84, then a bunch of $10, back down to a dollar. But then we go forward to just July, like literally just like 5 months later, 21, 32, 42, 27, 42, 74. And then let's fast forward. It just stays around the 50s, the 70s. But then August, it jumps up in the hundreds. Look, just from August 23rd, there's 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5, 8, 9, 1,000, 2,000. Dude, that's $2,000 or $3,000 in just 2 or 3 days. So $100, that ain't shit in raid. But what's crazy is $100 would get you a couple of champions books out and a team going if you already had the champions pooled. Also, life steal gear is a lifesaver in early to mid game. It pretty much negates the need for a healer. And if you have a good AoE, like a champion that has an AoE for an A1, putting not toxic. The gear that stuns everybody will do wonders for you. Because it can almost negate the need for like an AoE stun or control champion. How did you get rid of them? Did you use them as a chicken? Damn, man. That's sad. Kale can solo clan boss like all the way up to hard, even beyond if you have a good team to put with him. But he can solo so much of the game with life still on. I mean, there's plenty of champions that can do that as well, but still. But in your case, you got Xenomorph, who is like Kale on crack. Xenomorph and Clan Boss is phenomenal. And for the arena, put Infest on somebody, pick their highest AP champion and HP champion in the arena, put Infest on them, kill them, and it'd take them out like dramatically. I picked Kale as my starter on this account. I still use him and Demon Lord on this account here. I use Xenomorph as well. I wonder which one puts out more damage. Let's see between Ezio, Xenomorph, and Kale. Who puts out more damage on Clan Boss? Kale put out 10 mil. Luminicity put out 12 mil without any poisons. Wow. Xenomorph is 10.8 mil and Ezio is 9.54 mil. So they're all about the same. Xenomorph puts out almost a mil more than, or nah, he puts out about 700,000 more than Kale, but over a mil more than Ezio. But then again, Ezio is only level 50 and 3-starred. Either way, Xenomorph should definitely be your Demon Lord. Pair him with Ezio because Ezio puts poison sensitivity out, which makes the poisons deal, was it 25% more damage? And if you get a poison activator, don't use them on lower clan boss, but once you get up into brutal, it's worth using poison activators. And be sure to do your Cursed City, tons of rewards. And when you're able to, do Grim Forest, because amazing rewards in Grim Forest, plus a whole relic section that you can only get from the Grim Forest. My main account's Clan Boss team. Check out what it hits. Make sure I haven't already done this one today. Nah. Okay. 328 mil. My T-Ox did 150 mil. My Ninja did 148 mil. Number one at what? Well, if nothing else, you should have Doom Tower open. And Doom Tower at the end of every season or whatever, which is about a month long, you get a sacred shard. But you also get void shards. Hell, you get 2 sacred shards actually. And some legendary books along the way. Just on this alone, you get 10 a day. So tomorrow I'm going to get a legendary. Then the day after I'll get a sacred. The day after that I'll get a void. The day after that I'll get a legendary. And then on day 5 I get a sacred. So Doom Tower is definitely worth doing. Also, you'll get Archbishop Deacon. Or, sorry. I use him all the time. I can't even think of his name. Let me pull him up. Archmage Helmet. You get from Doom Tower. He'll be your first unlock. And he's got an AoE stun. And he brings 30% increased speed, crit rate, and crit damage on all allies for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. And he's immune to turn meter reductions, so he can't be locked out by Armons. So I would definitely prioritize that. And your Iron Twins, because that's where you're going to get your reds from. And try to only do stuff if it's during an event, like only farm whatever dungeon is for the event. Like right now, Spider's going on. That way, anytime you're doing something, you're getting a use case for it outside of just the standard whatever you're doing. I'm not sure what the number ones and number twos mean. Yeah, I still use Loki on my free to play all the time. He can still 100% turn meter and then put block active skills and block buffs out on everybody. He's great for control. And he has that evade passive like what Maki has. Oh yeah. Yeah, if you're not if you just wanted to keep low spending, I would just kind of buy you a few books to get you 1 or 2 champions booked up so that you have a decent team to go off of, and then just strictly buy energy and don't really worry about buying shards. Because shards turns this game into basically a slot machine. And Ezio and Xenomorph and Maki are all three such good champions. The odds of you getting a legendary that's better than those is like 1 out of 4. Like even if you get a legendary, chances are they're not going to be as good as Xenomorph or Ezio. Like yeah, there are some, but I would say Xenomorph and Ezio are in the top like quarter of the game, like the top 25% top. Yeah, grinding up campaign, like not farming levels, but getting through brutal and stuff, and go to your dungeons and get to like level 10 on every dungeon. That's going to skyrocket your account levels. Also, farming the arena to get your great haul up. Mine's not even maxed out, but you definitely want to get your crit damage, accuracy, and HP up. And since Ezio and Maki are both Spirit Affinity, I would recommend doing that first. Like those affinities first. But man, it's after midnight. I'm gonna have to hop off here. It's nice talking to you though. Hopefully I'll see you in the chat again. I'll be back on tomorrow. Y'all have a great night. Thanks for watching.